Hi, we are Isaac, Jaylena, and Ember, and we used to live in this old school bus that we converted into our very own tiny home. Now we have just bought this property, and we are so excited for this new chapter and all of our plans that we have for this place. I used to own a school bus conversion shop, and we bought, built, and sold quite a few school buses over the years. We have now left that place, and we are so excited to be starting this entirely brand new journey. Welcome to Wild Mountain, the home of our little family and our business, which is all kinds of different things. We are really excited about this place that we just got, and I don't think we've really done a proper showing of everything that's here. So that's what's gonna be this video. We're gonna go around the property, and I'm gonna kind of show you everything that's here and kind of our plans. Don't hold us 100% to the plans because they may change as life evolves. But we're gonna show you the plans that we have so far for the place and show you what we got going on. Let's get into it. Disclaimer, we are remodeling right now and there's still a whole bunch of trash here. So don't think this is how we're living as we show you the property. And I guess you're gonna see a lot of stuff that we've already done that we haven't put out videos on yet as well. I'm just gonna do a little bit of backstory here. If you've never watched my channel before, I had a school bus conversion shop for years, lived in a school bus for years, and that's what you see behind me is one of the buses that we were building and selling, right? We've been doing it for a long time. And when we decided to look at getting property, I knew that the shop was such a big part of that decision. Now, I'm not necessarily going to continue doing school bus conversions, but obviously I like to do these types of things. I like to build things. I wanted a shop more than I wanted a house. So this has a gigantic shop, and we're going to start the tour with that. And this is probably the main reason we bought this place. Let's go that way, and I'll start on the far side, and we've got 3 bays, and we'll kind of tell you our intention with that. So let's go this way. On the exterior of the shop, we got lots of parking. So I have a 29-foot bus, and it fits perfectly in the front yard. So the whole front yard is a 29-foot school bus. That's a big deal. And then we've got all of this parking. So if any of our friends want to come visit, or we want to build anything, we got lots of room for cars and things like that. Now let's head up in the bay. This is the main shop bay. As you can tell, I am painting cabinets right now in this video. Has not come out yet. It's just primered right now, so that's not actually going to be the color. But I wanted to paint the cabinets and do everything I'm going to do in here before I move my tools into here. but this is gonna be like the main workspace. So working on vehicles, building anything, like this is where the tools and all that stuff is gonna be at, and it's pretty big. I'd say it's about the length of like a three-car garage. We got one shop bay door there. We have another access door over here, and we have this gigantic wood stove that the previous owner was telling me will keep this whole shop 70 degrees with the bay door open and snowing outside. I'm kind of excited about that. So as you can see, there's just lots of work tables, and I'm planning on keeping a lot of my power tools down here. I don't know what I'm gonna use this for or that table. There's also 2 air conditioners in here. Lots of great lighting. I know it really sucks as far as sound on camera, so I do want to upgrade these to LEDs. And I'm thinking about getting a lift. This is a 2-post lift. I want to start working on some cars and I don't know, doing some stuff. I'm considering either doing some old vintage Toyota stuff or rebuilding old Volkswagen Westfalias for fun and for friends. And then who knows what else we'll do or what we're gonna do with this space, but it's here for getting dirty. This is the dirty work bay, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead into the middle bay and I'll tell you plans for that. Welcome to the middle bay. Now, when we first bought this place, the intention was to do woodwork in here, because woodwork creates sawdust and dust, and I was gonna try and keep the main bays dust free, but I think we're reevaluating that now. I think we're gonna end up turning this just into kind of storage. So if we have batteries, solar panels, wheels and tires, motorcycles, e-bike, like those things need a place to live, and I feel like this is gonna be a perfect little like storage room for stuff because we're using all of the other space. So I think that's what we're gonna do with this one. Nothing fancy. Let's go into my favorite part over here. Welcome to the biggest bay of the entire shop. And this right here is what sold us on the property. It's huge, number one. It's already insulated, it's kind of finished. Right now, as you can tell, when we moved from my last shop, we just threw everything in here. So right now, it's just kind of a storage unit, which is why we want to get those other 2 bays completely done so that we can move everything out of here. Because the plans for this space is to make it the YouTube studio and music studio. This is like gonna be the creative space of the property. So we're gonna kind of finish it into kind of a little apartment. So if we have family or friends that wanna stay, like they have a whole little house here. I forgot to mention that we're gonna try and put a shower and toilet in the other bay, the storage room, so that they can be completely self-sufficient from the house over there. This area here is probably gonna end up being the apartment / YouTube studio and video sets, video lighting. And then as we go this way, we are planning on doing a treadmill and like a little gym workout area here, so we can try and be healthy, things like that. And then the music studio, my favorite part, is gonna be in like this area. So I wanna have the production desk here, probably some guitars and some instruments here. And then this cool little thing right here is gonna be the sound booth. So we can go in there, do vocal tracks, things like that. And you know, we do have a child, so if she's in here screaming and yelling, that's cool. I can just go into the sound booth, do my track without screaming and yelling, and then come back out here and edit it with screaming and yelling. It's kind of the idea. Because I was thinking I was gonna pull it out, and then I remembered I have a child, so it's probably a good move to keep that. So we are super hyped about this space. And our plan is to get this done by before winter so we can start using it. And this is how we're gonna create the majority of our income, is with creative production, YouTube audio production. And then we're gonna have the dirty bay for doing fun stuff, basically. So we're hyped about it, but this is the whole shop space. Now let's go back out into the property. Check this thing out. So you might be wondering what this is. This is underneath of the tiny home. What does that mean? So I'll give you a little backstory. The previous owner had an adult daughter. He was older, and he was building this structure here to be a tiny home for his daughter, and then she ended up moving across the state, and he never finished it, and he sold this place because he wanted to be with his kid, which I totally understand. So this is never finished, which is great for us because that's our plan, to finish this structure and just make it a cool little house for Ember when she gets older and doesn't want to live in the same house as us. But underneath, so it's a raised platform, and it's a little crazy, but these steel beams were actually from an old manufactured home frame that he just cut up and like all welded together. And I do have a friend who's a welder. I'm gonna have him, check it out before we do much to this. But he's got this concrete slab down here, and we're just kind of using it as covered storage. This is my old Toyota MR2 that I've had since high school. I'm gonna rebuild that one of these days. And then we got our trailer over here, and you got the road out there. And we'll walk around and we'll show you this structure up here. But first, let's show you our ghetto lift. Check this thing out. You might be wondering what this thing is. It's basically a lift platform thing so that you can drive your vehicle onto this and get underneath it without having like a lift. And this is all just stuff left over from his manufactured home frame, and the wood needs to be replaced. A little janky before we start putting vehicles up here, but this is gonna come in super handy as I kind of dive more into the automotive stuff and kind of playing with that world a little bit. So this is the end of our property, and I'll actually show you the property line over there, and then we'll go around back here. So this is like the far end of the property line, and the property line is actually in the middle of this road, and our property goes up that mountain and then that way, which we'll go up there and we'll show you that later. But let's walk up here and we'll show you the tiny home. So we do have this like little road that goes behind the structures, and as you can see, pointed over there, that's where you would drive your car to work on it. And this thing is really cool. Now this is a little bit janky right here. We're gonna fix all this. Check this thing out. I haven't took a tape measure to this yet, but this is like, he literally started this as a tiny home for his daughter. We have a daughter, and I think this would be really fun to actually finish and turn into a little tiny house that we could use for whatever, our friends or family. Maybe mom wants to come hang out for a while, or JD wants to come chill, and then when Ember gets a little older, like, she could literally have her own little house and still be on the property. So we're really excited about this. The deck is super janky. All of this stuff needs to be rebuilt, obviously, but the main bones is here. So we don't have to frame anything out. It's already here. It's already got a roof. We just got to like finish it. But we're excited about this. So if you guys are excited about that as much as we are, it's coming soon. This is the property, or this is the road behind the shop and the house kind of deal. And as you can tell, we do need a roof on the shop. And I knew that going into this purchase. I just figured that's something we could figure out together. Even you people on YouTube, like, we're gonna figure out how to do that roof together. This is an old Pontiac hood that was left here, trying to find somebody who needs it. And then there's an old shell over there, trying to find somebody who needs it. But there's this little road here that kind of wraps up and goes around to the barn, and it goes to the back patio of the house, which we're going to next. And there's another little road right over there that goes up to the barn. That's the best way so far, and we are gonna go up there after we get done around the house. So let's take you over here to the back patio. This is the backyard. This is what we think is gonna be really cool to like hang out and have like a little ember space. This was originally, it was all fenced in because they had dogs. So, you know, obviously Ember can't escape so easily. I did rake it and clean it all up, but I'm still finding little like dog poops and stuff. So we're gonna let winter kind of hit, get a good rainfall on this dirt before we really start finishing it for our daughter. But we're really excited about this little outdoor area. I think it's gonna be really cool once we get it all kind of redid. Like, we want to put like a better fence up here and make it a little cooler. And I think Jaylena's talking about doing chickens over here, but we'll see. And we got this cool little park bench right here. And we do know we got trees everywhere, and a lot of the limbs are hanging up over the roof, so we're gonna at least trim these up and probably trim some of these trees up. But come check this out. Down here we got this other little level of concrete. I don't really know what we're gonna do there. Maybe a couple more little lounge chairs. I just think this is gonna be a really cool little area for just chilling outside, which I like to do a lot. Let's show you the front of the house. This is the front of the house. As we come this way, you're gonna see that we have kind of a tiered front yard, and the only actual grass we have is where our school bus is at. But it's just like some really cool concrete work that the previous owner did here. There's lots of trees, so it kind of feels like a forest in here. I'm a little worried about the trees falling on our roof, so we're probably gonna thin it out a little bit. Other than that, I don't think we really have any plans for doing much more out front here, other than just cleaning it up and thinning it and making it look a little better. But oh yeah, and then over here is the well house, if you want to check this out. The well is in there, and the little structure around it could definitely use some work. So this is where I'm going to practice doing siding and practice doing a roof before I do some of the other bigger projects around the property. I think it's time to go up to the barn at the top of the mountain. You ready? Let's go. This is our path up to the barn. You're not getting a car up this.
Unless you're in the Jeep.
Even then, it's a little suspect. Check this out. Welcome to the top of Wild Mountain. We'll show you the fence line over there, but this is the top of the property. It's literally a mountain, which is so cool. But at the top of this mountain, the previous owner built this pretty good sized barn. The shame about it is he just used it as his own personal dump. So there's trash all through here, giant trash pile over there, which I'll show you, and he just filled this whole thing up with trash. Problem is, we can't get a car up here, so it's gonna be really hard to drag all this trash down the mountain. He drug it up here just one lawnmower trailer at a time for who knows how many years. This isn't necessarily something that we need to get to right now, but Jaylena and I's idea with this is we want to clean up this whole little property back here and basically turn this into a super rad little off-grid tiny home. So like if we ever lose power or anything like that, we just come up here. We have an off-grid house literally at the top of the mountain. looking out at this beautiful forest. Like, it's so cool. And then our ideas with this is it's either just gonna be a really cool Airbnb once we figure out an easier way for people to get up here, or it'll be a photo studio where you could rent an hour at a time and do photo shoots. Like, we're gonna make this super cool. And this is gonna be like one of the last things we do though, because cleaning up all this trash is probably a month of work. And then rebuilding it, probably another like 3 to 4 straight. So it's like we wanna finish everything down there before we come up here. But when we do get up here, we're hyped on the potential of this thing. So let's show you around it real quick. As you walk in the barn tiny home, like, look how much space is in the bottom level. Like, this is a bedroom in a house. Pretty legit, and you're at the top of a mountain. Now, I am seeing he's got some light fixtures and stuff up here. I don't know what that's going to. It's looking a little dicey, so we're definitely gonna take a look at that before we do anything up here. So let's go this way and show you around. Let's go this way. As we go around, we're definitely probably gonna keep the red barn kind of theme going on. But he did leave us with a whole bunch of firewood here, so that's real cool. And I guess we'll figure out a way to get that down somehow. Never quite finished painting this side, but that's okay. It gives us something to do. But welcome to the Wild Mountain Dump right over here. So this is all a gigantic pile of trash. And we'll figure out how to get it down somehow. So that's all trash. Here's more trash. It's a shame. It's such a beautiful little forest, but we'll figure it out. And then as we walk up here, you'll see the fence line. So this is the fence line of the property at the top. And you can see they have the wire there, and then it's just, you know, just more woods behind us, which is awesome. All right, so he's got this, it's real janky. I hope I don't die on camera, but there's this little staircase slash patio that goes into the top of the barn, and as you can see, oh, that's sketchy. You can barely stand up in there, but I don't know. I think this is going to be such a cool build when we finally get to it. Such a cool little structure. I don't know. We'll have to figure out a way to get people up here, but I'm excited about this. And this is the last part of this property, and this is the top of the mountain. This is also going to be the last thing we get to here, but as you can tell, we've got years worth of work and different things we're doing and building on top of traveling and doing other things too, which is one of the main reasons we got this place. Like, we're in the woods and there's just so much potential for different things. I think that's gonna be the end of the property tour. As you can tell, I didn't show the house, so if you want to see the house, Jaylena actually did a specific home tour, and that video will be linked in the description below, and it will be over here somewhere. It'll be around, you'll be able to find it. If you want to see the actual mobile home, that's on Jaylena's channel. I'll leave a link below, but this is Wild Mountain and the property and like all of our hopes and dreams and ideas of what we're going to be doing here over the next few years. So if any of this stuff seems like something you're interested in, or you want to see the progress of this entire place, consider subscribing. If you're already a long-term subscriber and you've been around since we was building school buses and doing all kind of crazy stuff, we really appreciate you, and we're so excited about this next chapter of all our lives. Comment below, it helps us out. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and this is Isaac signing out. Peace.